Hello everyone, my name is George Cooper. I'm making this video today because yesterday TC Electronic released their new product, the Infinite Sustainer. I was very inspired by the product demonstration, but I didn't really fancy spending the money on a new pedal. So I thought I'd see what I could do by having a dig into the Toneprint software with this, the Flashback 2. Now what I've created isn't a perfect replication of the Infinite Sustainer. It has a similar effect. I think it works quite well, but I'll let you be the judge.
Okay, in that piece of music, I was running from the Flashback into Guitar Rig 5 on my laptop into a Vox AC30 imitation, and that was it. There was no reverb or anything fancy, so I think that was quite impressive for one pedal. Here is the Toneprint software. I'm going to show you how I got that effect. If you're not familiar with the Toneprint software, then I would definitely recommend it. I did have a few issues connecting the pedal to start with, but they were sorted just by unplugging the pedal and plugging it back in. Here are my user-created tone prints for the Flashback 2, and this is the relevant one, Mash Sustainer. There are some TC tone prints that do a similar thing, but I couldn't find any that got it quite right. Here are my settings. I'll work through it screen by screen. Here's the routing, we'll come back to that later. Here are the tape delay settings. The delay is controlled by the delay knob on the pedal. Wow and flutter are set to taste, but you could also achieve this effect with a digital or analog template. I did have to set the high cut Q to be very low, and the filter is post the delay effect. You'll see why in a moment. The rest of these settings I haven't touched. This is the mapping for the knobs on the pedal. Delay just controls the delay, and level just controls the level of the wet effect. Both of these are standard. As you increase the value of the feedback knob, I have set the drive to increase, partly to make the long repeats louder and partly to add some character. Here are the mash settings. This is where the magic happens. The first and most obvious setting is the feedback. I've set this to increase from default level, which is just set to taste, to exactly 100% with a slight to medium press of the switch, and it stays at 100% for a wide range of pressures. This means that the effect is feeding each repeat back into itself at the same volume, so will repeat forever while the switch is pressed. The second profile for the mash switch adds an octave up into the infinite repeats. This just adds a certain shimmer, which helps separate it from playing over the top. The last profile is the in level. That's the amount of signal coming into the pedal that is fed into the effect, rather than passing straight through. The default is 0 dB, which is the maximum level. When mash is engaged, the input quickly drops to -44, which is basically imperceptibly quiet. This means that while the infinite repeats are occurring, you can play over the top, and it's not added to the delay trails, so you don't get a big muddy mess. You are able to play over the top cleanly while the delays continue underneath. The last screen is the product settings, and I haven't changed this at all. The main feature that makes this Toneprint function as it does is the fact that the in level drops while the infinite repeats are occurring. This is what separates it from most of the other Toneprints that have the increasing feedback with the mash switch, and what makes it far more like the infinite sustain pedal. I would just like to say that I'm a big fan of TC Electronic, and especially the Toneprint software. I think their designs are great, forward thinking and traditional at the same time, and they're budget friendly, even when you bought 5 of them, like me. So sorry TC Electronic if I hurt the sales of the new pedal at all. That's my bad. Sorry.
Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please feel free to like and subscribe, but if not, then I don't care until you like. Here's another little demo with some reverb added in Guitar Rig 5. See you later. Or this, the Flashback 2, which